Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most groundbreaking books of our time, Thinking, Fast and Slow, by Daniel Kahneman. This book reveals the hidden forces that shape our decisions and behaviors, unlocking a new understanding of how we think. By the end of this journey, you'll not only understand the science of decision-making, but also gain practical tools to improve your everyday choices. If this inspires you, don't forget to subscribe for more life-changing insights. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Two Systems of Thinking. Kahneman introduces us to two distinct systems that govern our thought processes, System 1 and System 2. System 1 is fast, intuitive, and automatic. It's what allows you to immediately recognize a friend's face in a crowd. System 2, on the other hand, is slow, deliberate, and analytical. It's the part of your brain you use when solving a math problem or planning your future. The relationship between these systems defines how we navigate life. System 1 helps us react quickly, but it's prone to errors and biases. System 2 can correct those errors, but often operates lazily, letting System 1 take over when it shouldn't. Understanding these systems is the first step to mastering your mind and making better decisions. Imagine you're driving on an empty road. That's System 1 at work, effortless and automatic. But when a deer suddenly appears, System 2 kicks in, demanding focus and action. The key is learning when to rely on each system. Chapter 2. Cognitive Biases and Heuristics. One of the most fascinating insights from Kahneman's work is the role of cognitive biases and heuristics. Heuristics are mental shortcuts that help us make quick decisions, but they're not always accurate. For example, the availability heuristic leads us to overestimate the likelihood of events based on how easily we can recall examples. Think about airplane crashes. They're rare, but because they're widely reported, we often perceive them as more common than they are. This bias affects everything from financial decisions to how we assess risk in daily life. Kahneman explains how anchoring bias also influences us. Imagine you're negotiating a salary. The first number mentioned sets an anchor, shaping the rest of the discussion. Being aware of these biases allows you to question your initial instincts and make more rational choices. Chapter 3. The Illusion of Understanding. We all love stories, and our brains are wired to seek coherence. However, this desire often leads to the illusion of understanding. Kahneman argues that we're quick to create narratives to explain events, even when we lack complete information. For instance, if a company's stock price rises, we might attribute it to the CEO's leadership, ignoring other factors like market trends. This tendency to simplify complex realities can lead to flawed decisions. The antidote? Embrace humility and recognize the limits of your knowledge. Instead of jumping to conclusions, ask, what else could explain this? By questioning your assumptions, you'll make decisions grounded in reality rather than illusion. Chapter 4. Loss, Aversion, and Prospect Theory. Kahneman's groundbreaking research on prospect theory reveals that we fear losses more than we value gains. This phenomenon, known as loss aversion, explains why people often make irrational choices to avoid losses. Consider this example. Would you rather receive $50 outright or take a 50% chance to win $100? Most people choose the sure $50, even though the second option offers the same expected value. Our aversion to loss makes us risk-averse in gains, but risk-seeking in losses. This insight has profound implications, from how we invest money to how we negotiate. Recognizing when loss aversion is influencing your decisions can help you make choices based on logic, not fear. Chapter 5. The role of optimism and overconfidence. Optimism is a double-edged sword. While it fuels ambition and resilience, it also blinds us to risks. Kahneman highlights the planning fallacy, our tendency to underestimate the time, cost, and challenges of projects. Think of how often people exceed their budgets when renovating a house or launching a business. Overconfidence can lead to miscalculations that derail even the best-laid plans. To counter this, practice pre-mortem thinking. Imagine your project has failed and identify the reasons why. This exercise helps you anticipate obstacles and prepare accordingly. Chapter 6. The Halo Effect and Judgments. The halo effect occurs when our overall impression of someone influences our judgment of their specific traits. For example, if we perceive someone as attractive, we're more likely to assume they're also intelligent or kind. This bias doesn't just affect our interactions with people, it shapes our evaluations of products, brands, and ideas. Being aware of the halo effect allows you to separate appearance from substance and make more objective assessments. Chapter 7. The Importance of Statistical Thinking. Kahneman emphasizes the value of thinking statistically, rather than relying on anecdotes or gut feelings. For instance, if you're hiring, don't just go with your intuition after an interview. Use objective criteria and data to guide your decision. Statistical thinking also helps you resist the gambler's fallacy, the mistaken belief that past events influence future probabilities. Whether you're making financial decisions or evaluating risks, grounding your choices in data leads to better outcomes. Chapter 8. Regret and Decision-Making. Regret is a powerful emotion that often distorts our choices. Kahneman explains how we're driven to minimize future regret, even at the expense of better options. This can lead to status quo bias, where we stick to familiar paths to avoid potential disappointment. To overcome this, focus on long-term goals rather than short-term emotions. Ask yourself, what decision will I be proud of 5 years from now? Shifting your perspective helps you prioritize meaningful outcomes over immediate comfort. Chapter 9. The Slow Path to Mastery. Ultimately, thinking fast and slow is a call to cultivate mindfulness and self-awareness. While we can't eliminate biases entirely, we can learn to recognize them and slow down our thinking when it matters most. Kahneman's insights remind us that deliberate, reflective thought leads to better decisions. By engaging System 2 more often and questioning our instincts, we can navigate life with greater clarity and purpose. Conclusion. Transforming your thinking. The lessons from thinking fast and slow are profound yet practical. By understanding the two systems of thinking, recognizing biases, and embracing statistical reasoning, you can transform how you approach decisions and challenges. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Daniel Kahneman's masterpiece. If this exploration inspired you, hit that subscribe button and share your thoughts in the comments below. What insights resonated with you most? We'd love to hear your reflections. Until next time, keep thinking, keep questioning, and keep growing.